Hi everyone, Helena here with your shiny shove for the day, a little kind of nudge or push or prod to make your day that little bit better. And I'm off the back of two pretty harrowing days, if I'm really honest, around the whole concept of, the people around us sometimes get poorly, they get ill, and my very good friend was looking like it was time for her to go, simply as a result of some meds that weren't going, sort of the way that was planned, but we didn't really know what it was. And it gave us all a stop and a start. And so that's really got me thinking about what we take for granted. She is much better now, and we've figured out what the reason was for the supposed blip that was kind of happening. So just in case you decide to worry on somebody else's behalf, don't. But really, this is more to sort of say, it calls me into action to say, what am I taking for granted? My ability to use both my hands. My mother hasn't been able to use her left hand for the last 2 years. There are people who can't see, can't hear, various disabilities in that way. But also, who are you taking for granted? What are you taking for granted around your house, your home, the things, if you've got things just the way that you want them, brilliant. And how do they keep that way? How do they stay that way? Because something happens to make something happen. And we're sort of in charge of that in the way that we ask for it, in the way that we upkeep it, in the way that we contribute to whatever it is, whether that's a clean and tidy home, the laundry getting done, the cup of tea being made, whatever it is, something small, something big, you might be redecorating a house. Something still needs to make that happen. And I think it's all too easy for us to fall into the lack of remembering what it takes to get something done. So my call to action for you today is simply this: what are you taking for granted, or who are you taking for granted? And just to sit in acknowledgement of all the things that you do. How did those come about? Because you took some action to make those happen. And I think we even take that for granted. So go acknowledge yourself. Go kind of figure out what you're taking for granted. If you are taking something for granted, go make amends. Go do something about that actually makes you feel better. Because normally you'll know that you're taking something for granted either in the sheer moment of realization, in the awareness of it, you go, wow, I didn't do that. So you can stop and thank it. Or you might actually get a bad feeling because you go, oh, I've been letting someone else do the brunt of the work. In which case, go make amends. So that is your shiny shove. Many blessings. I will catch you again tomorrow.